Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to your one-stop shop for horror news, true crime, and real-life tales of the unexplained. Monsters at Midnight, The Revenge. I'm your host, your favorite escaped madman, loose on the airwaves, terrorizing your eardrums, Matt Schaefer. And as always, I'm joined by the immaculate and incomparable living dead girl, Joelyn Dormady.
Ooh. Benoit Blanc is back, and Matt and I once again disagree. We also look at some exciting upcoming releases and pay tribute to, a damn fine filmmaker.
Lock your doors.
Bolt your windows.
And turn out the lights. Monsters at Midnight, the motherfucking revenge rides again.
Yeah, it's our first one of 2026.
Yeah.
I hope you guys are ready.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Sorry for the delay here. We want to try and upload on a monthly schedule. It's just... like everyone, time was short in the holiday season and whatnot.
Scheduling sucks.
Scheduling sucks.
Busy bitch.
Yeah, we both are. And
busy bitches.
Busy bitches, Esquire. Hope you like the new theme music. I had to get a new computer, and the old theme music is gone.
Oh no.
So I hope you like the new theme music. I just found a comparable sort of track to it. But yeah, it dawned on me. I was like, I don't think I have that music anywhere other than on my desktop. But
now we get a new one.
And now we have a new one.
I'll call that a win.
Yeah, so... Yeah, we're going to get right into it because we have a lot that we want to discuss today.
Yeah, quite a few.
We're going to start with a discussion on the newest entry in the Knives Out series, Rian Johnson's Wake Up Dead Man, a film that came out around the Thanksgiving season. I got the chance to see it in theaters when it was... doing its limited theatrical run. It currently has a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 3.8 average on Letterboxd, and Joelyn fucking hated it.
Okay, I hated it for me, okay? And I did a scathing review on Letterboxd, and I need to explain, because I've realized, why I don't like certain things and why I do like certain things, and usually I don't like things when they don't need my encouragement, I guess. So it's a lot easier for me to be like, yeah, I fucking hated this, because I know it's going to be a successful movie. They're going to make tons of money. They don't need me to be like, hey, you should see this movie. Everybody's going to probably see this movie, so I can hate it all I want, and I kind of hated it. So
before we go too far down the rabbit hole here, quick overview according to Google. A baffling death inside a quiet church draws Benoit Blanc into an intense investigation where faith, secrets, and suspicion blur as close community turns against itself. Returning is Daniel Craig as... private investigator Benoit Blanc. We also have Josh Brolin as the Reverend Jefferson Wicks, Glenn Close, and a host of others in this murder mystery set in the Catholic Church. And I have not seen this since it was in theaters, so that's been close to 2 months now at this point.
Well, so. I saw it shortly after, and it was already out of theaters, and I was going to say, I think that's a part of the reason why I didn't like it as much is because I missed its run in theaters. I saw it on, at home, but that's also my argument. Can I get into it already? Or
well, I just want to say, I was offering you the chance to maybe come see it with me in theaters, and you said you didn't have any desire to see it in theaters.
That's true.
It turns out that for you were right. I'll say, I really liked this movie. I don't think it's as good as the first Knives Out.
Yeah.
I think it's better than Glass Onion. I really thoroughly enjoyed this movie.
So for me, it's sort of 1, 2, 3. I feel like they're kind of falling off. And so the reason I'm kind of defending the theater thing is because I think I had a bad taste in my mouth because I watched it after I got the news that Netflix was trying to acquire Warner Brothers. Mm-hmm. And with that, I was concerned about Netflix affecting how many movies were going to still be distributed to theaters and, like, for how long those movies were going to be distributed.
Yeah.
Because, like, Frankenstein only got a limited run, and I know a lot of people who would have loved to see that one in theaters, especially with how beautiful that one is.
Yeah, no, I can see. I said this in the Frankenstein episode that, yeah, this model that Netflix has, like, putting a stranglehold on theatrical releases is bullshit. I hate it.
Although I did see that after this, because they're still kind of, like, arguing about the Warner Brothers distribution thing or picking up whatever, now Netflix is pitching 45 days in theaters for movies,
So
and
it's
I'm
like
like
a month and a half.
Yeah, and I'm like, so that's kind of like standard. That's closer to standard,
closer
you know.
to standard, yeah.
So like I'm being a little bit less bitter. It honestly, it kind of comes down to me being bitter about that. That's a big part of it, and me not needing a movie about a small town group of bigots being like religious and hateful, because it, like, for me, and a lot of you probably know this already, it's like I like a little bit of escapism. I like joy. And it's just like I like having a good time when I watch a movie, and for this one I was like, it was just like a little bit too real, and it was not a movie that I felt the need to watch. Like, I'm like, this is what we're living. We're living a society of religious people using their religion to be hateful, and it's a big problem, and I just, like, I get that that's, like, the statement that the movie is making, but I'm like, I don't think I care about a bunch of white dudes making this movie about, like, yeah, and Matt is making a face, and I get it. It's just, like...
I do see where you're coming from. And it's not even necessarily that I disagree. It's more so like what I enjoyed about the first Knives Out and did not enjoy about Glass Onion, but then did about Wake Up Dead Man, is that Rian Johnson paints these, yes, unlikable characters in a way that is at least real and believable. And the thing about it is, like, even in the first Knives Out, that whole family is a fucking mess.
That's true.
And I don't think it worked as well in Glass Onion because they seem to be too shallow of, like, cutouts of the archetype that they were, like, meant to represent. It's been so long since I've seen Glass Onion, I can't even really think of specific examples. I just remember thinking that about Glass Onion, being like, oh, this might have been a misfire. The resolution of Glass Onion won me over on it a bit. I thought that the characters in this movie were at least more, while not likable is the wrong word, they were at least believable, because most of them had some sort of, like, motivation or reasoning in the case outside of just being like a flat cutout or like placeholder for someone in this church.
Well, so for me, and I think this is what I liked about the first two in the Knives Out, you know, universe, is that, like, okay, so you have Benoit Blanc and he's teaming up with a really likable female character.
Yeah.
And that's what you're missing in this one. Like, you do have a likable lead. I'm sorry, I forget the actor's name, but
I couldn't find it either.
The one from Challengers. And he did do a great job, and I'm not trying to discredit the acting, because obviously this cast is incredible, and everyone did a wonderful job.
Josh O'Connor.
Okay. But my issue was, like, you're missing that strong female, likable character, and you just kind of have, like, I don't feel like the lead character needed character development, and so he didn't really get it. Like, he was a developed character who was likable and had, like, good reasoning for the way that he behaved the way he did, but he didn't need to develop more. That character didn't really need any movement forward, and, like, I don't like all the, in Wake Up Dead Man, it's a lot of, like, hating on women, and I don't like it because I'm a lady, so I'm like, it wasn't a good time for me. I was just like, and it was also hard because our, like, murder victim, quote unquote, is not likable at all. Like, and I didn't give a shit that he died. I was like, good, bye, you know? And for me, like, these are supposed to kind of be murder mysteries, and this didn't really feel like a mystery because I just didn't give a shit who killed this guy. I was like, good riddance. He sucked. Who cares?
Fair. I mean, I see that's just where I disagree, because there have been plenty of examples in murder mystery literature where the murder victim is a bad person.
It's more fun if I like him and I want to know why he died, you know?
Fair to each certain. I thoroughly enjoyed the character of Monsignor Wicks in this. But maybe that's just me and my inherent love of Josh Brolin's performance. Because I thought he towed the line of being this really fire and brimstone priest, but also being kind of this, like, funny, like, dickhead.
Yeah, there were, like, funny dickhead times.
Because he's just, like, because he is an inherently foolish man, and they played into a lot of comedy because of that.
Like I said, it just contextually, I think, just everything going on in the world, I was like, I don't need this movie. It's not giving me any sort of message that makes me, like, that brings me anything, really. Like, it was hard for me to care in this context. It is quite possible that, like, in fucking 10 years from now, if we're not struggling with the exact same political climate that we have been dealing with for the last 10 years or so, whatever, maybe I'll feel differently, but I just, like, it's like, yeah, this country is full of religion being used for hate, and it's really sad, and I don't love seeing that in, like, hey, this is a fun movie, guys, you know? It's just, because it wasn't for me. There were moments that made it feel like they were trying to make, like, a fun movie like the previous Knives Out movies were. They were sort of, like, goofy and fun, and then there were times where it was, like, trying to take itself really seriously, and, like, the artsy imagery used in the church, like, it was pretty, but I'm just, like, it felt to me like they were trying to make too many movies in one, where it's like they're trying to make this, like, kooky murder mystery that isn't really a fully thought out murder mystery anyway, and then also trying to sort of make this, like, art film, and it just wasn't that for me at all.
All right. This is just one of those, like, I don't expect to change your mind on anything, but you're also not going to change my mind on it. Because, like, my biggest issue with the actual writing of the story is, I admit, it's sort of all of a sudden mad sprints to the explanation and the reveal of how everything happens.
Yeah.
But I liked the journey enough. I like, to your point of it not being a thought out mystery, I think it is a pretty well thought out mystery. It's just it had an issue of, like, telling it in a way where, like, it got hung up on certain details for too long and red herrings for too long, and then especially in a movie that's pushing 3 hours, I thought that more time could have been given to the actual, like, reveal of information. But
that could have been a big part of it for me too, is, like, I do have a hard time with how long they're making some movies.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, and I'm like, it is hard for me to sit through anything 2.5 hours plus without, like, if it's not, like, a full-blown masterpiece, I'm gonna leave a little bit disappointed, because I'm like, that was 2.5 hours of my fucking life, you know?
It is very true, and more now I find myself playing armchair editor, but yeah, like, I don't know why that movie was that long. It did not need to be, like, 2 hours 45 or whatever it is.
Yeah, they could. I wonder if I would have felt differently if they cut it quite a bit, and if, again, like, politically we were in a different realm, because, like, the thing is, like, I like kind of, like, bleak movies sometimes, you know, when it's, like, a story I can really, like, sink my teeth into, I guess, but that's just not what this was for me. It was just a lot of, like, it was bleak and not in a fun way.
See, I didn't even think it was that bleak, because I thought there was a lot of, like, joy and positivity in the resolution of it. But
yeah, to some degree, I guess.
I mean, if you consider it bleak, I can't say anything against that, because you are just seeing it as a mirror image of what's happening in the world today, and fair enough. But
like I said, it might be worth a rewatch if things get better. But as of right now, I'm just like, this is just not. It's just not where I want to spend my time. Like, if I'm gonna watch something that's, like, that feels a little bit politically draining for me. It's like I need like some gruesome horror or like a really funny movie or something like that, like, or just like a really fucking beautiful film, and it was none of those things for me. It was like a little bit of all of it and none of it, you know?
Sure.
Right.
I thought it was fun. I liked it quite a bit.
I insisted that we talk about this on the podcast because I had such strong feelings about it immediately, and I think it was the first movie that I gave 1 star on Letterboxd.
I can't be true. I think you gave Baby Girl 1 star.
Oh, yeah, Baby Girl might have been
yeah.
I think Baby Girl might have been like half a star. That one pissed me
I was
off
gonna
so
say,
bad.
because I think I actually gave Baby Girl a higher rating than you did.
That movie made me furious.
That movie sucked.
It sucked.
Yeah, I don't know. Joelyn gave it 1 star. I gave it 4. I thought...
So, it's just crazy to me because, like, you and I do agree on so many things, like, stylistically, that it's really funny to me, like, when we just fully disagree. Like,
did you say Funyun?
I might have. I don't know.
It's really Funyun to me.
It is Funyun to me. But, like, I'm not going to talk about this movie much, but, like, Keeper... Is it Keeper or Keepers?
Keeper, yeah.
Keeper. So I loved Keeper and Matt did not at all.
Yeah.
And so it's like...
But that's also you sitting on the outside of popular opinion, too.
Yeah, I had no idea. I loved that one. I had a great time.
Keeper did not stick the landing for me.
But sometimes we disagree, and I think it's more interesting when we do, because then we have stuff to talk about.
It's true, yeah. No, and like I said, like, I can't even necessarily disagree with your rationale for not liking this movie. It's just,
And honestly, I think, like, this is more so a statement on... It's less on, like, the quality of films, and more so just on, like... We all maybe need to have context for how we rate movies for, like, everybody. Like, if you just see that a movie has a bunch of, like, bad ratings, you maybe need to learn of like, context as to why. Because I'm, like, it didn't stick with me for a few very specific reasons, and it did stick with you for other reasons, you know? And it's just, context really is everything. Because it's not like this was, like, the world's worst film. But context really means a lot with how you take art.
Well, that's the thing
subjective.
too. It's like I remember a million years ago, someone was bad mouthing me for. I think I was ranking all the movies I saw in 2015, and I liked the James Bond movie that came out that year. Speaking of Daniel Craig, I liked Spectre more than Force Awakens, and someone came down on me. It was like, you're like a film critic. You should be like judging these things objectively. Like Spectre is objectively worse than Force Awakens. I'm like, what film critic judges things objectively?
I would also argue that like you can't judge art objectively.
No,
ever.
That's the whole point of it. Like,
and that's why it's fun to talk about.
There are plenty of movies, and this is like even to your. There are plenty of movies that have either sat wrong with me because of like the subject matter. Like let's talk about a movie that had like over the years has pretty universal acclaim. I don't fucking like Grease. And and a lot of that comes down to its representation of fucking Sandy in that movie. It sucks. Yeah, and it's like the dancing and the music and it's all fun. And
I'm like notoriously feminist and I love Grease, but it's because when I was a kid I grew up with Grease.
So many girls love Grease.
But that's the thing, it's because like it was part of our childhood and we're like, oh, Danny Zuko, you know. Yeah. So it's like, it is context. It's like, oh yeah, I was like a theater nerd, and so I loved Grease because it was a musical, it was a movie musical, it was adorable.
And I've got movies like that too, which I've got, everyone's got example. I can think of 2 of my favorite movies right now that have a scene that basically has a man coercing a woman to have sex with him. Not great. Yeah, it's not great, but like they're still 2 of my favorite movies.
Yeah, like rewatching Grease as an adult sucks a little bit.
And like what you said, context is everything, and we're always going to interpret art subjectively. So I don't hold any of your thoughts against Wake Up Dead Man against you. I completely understand where you're coming from. For me, though, it was a kooky romp with Southern fried gay Daniel Craig and his...
Maybe I just needed him to be more gay.
Well, I mean... Like, what? He just, like, starts sucking someone's dick in the middle of it? Like, he's pretty gay.
I mean, his rivalry is, like, killing it with everybody right now.
Is that the gay
hockey show?
Yeah.
We won't have to... We're not going to go through that, because that's not horror movie related. But I watched it, and I loved it. So if you need more context, that's it.
No, yeah, and, like, I mean, I'm supportive of Daniel Craig picking these roles that are so far removed from what James Bond was.
Yeah, I'll take that. And I guess, like, in that respect, like, maybe I needed to chill out a little bit, because it is still fun that he's playing, like...
You usually do.
What?
It's nothing. I'm being a dick.
Oh, that's fair. But, yeah, I'll probably rewatch it, and I'll probably be like, yeah, maybe I'll give it 2 stars.
Hey, you can give it however many stars you like. I liked it. I liked the like gothic architecture too. It had good vibes. The like forest and the church.
That's true.
And I loved all the performances in it. It was a very good year for seeing good Josh Brolin performances. And I did like that it wasn't like. I, like, walk on eggshells here. I like that it had these 2 main characters of, like, this gay or bisexual atheistic detective having a battle of, not a battle of faith, but, like, sort of, like, conversations like adults with a Catholic priest. Because...
honestly, I think that might have been the point of that film. That part I get and I like.
Sure. I mean, like, and you can feel however you want to feel about it. You can see every Catholic priest as a monster. Given the way I was raised, I know that to not be the case.
Yeah.
So, it was nice for once just seeing, like, a priest portrayed as... just a guy, too.
Well, and I honestly think that was, like, a big part of the point of this film was to sort of bridge the gap between, like, hateful small-town people and, like, big city, like, interesting people.
Well, it was just, like, especially because the whole concept the whole concept of the movie is about this truly, like bad... Catholic priest and this cult of personality he's rallied with a few people in the church, but like in the middle of that you have this guy who is a priest who has a very troubled past and is just trying to do the right thing, and doing the right thing for him is through the faith and the Word of God and this and the other thing. And it's not even a faith or a way of life I subscribe to anymore. I've long since eschewed that. But I don't know.
I also wonder if that's the thing. If you were brought up Catholic and maybe don't feel at home in that idea anymore, I wonder if like this movie might be for you, because it's like I do see that. I do see where. Again, bridging the gap a little bit between, like... I mean, it's like we all should be united, you know? And it's like... I don't know. I don't have a complete thought with that one. I had a hard time with this one. Maybe I'll rewatch it someday and be less bitter about life.
No way of knowing.
No way.
No way of knowing. But yeah, Wake Up Dead Man has been on Netflix for a while now. If you saw it, if you didn't, that's fine. Let us know. Shoot us a DM or an email or something what your thoughts were.
You can yell at me for hating it so much if you want. That's fine.
I mean, I don't think you deserve to be yelled at. You made very, very good points. And like I said, everything is subjective. And the context and, yeah, the way things just affect you in a time of life is just... That's all art is. Like... Yeah. Like, I recently saw When Harry Met Sally for the first time, and I'm glad I waited until now to see it, because if I was a kid, I just wouldn't have gotten it.
Yeah, like, a lot of stuff on the rewatch for me. Like, we're both rewatching... Well, I'm rewatching X-Files. I watched some of it with my dad growing up. And watching it now, I get it a lot more.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm finally watching it for the first time, because I've had fucking nothing to do for so long here.
But we're here. We're here making stuff for you guys.
Yay.
So... Yeah.
Here we are. All right. So as of recording today, the Oscar nominations have been announced.
I had the thought of like writing them all down, and I'm like, y'all don't need that. You guys have Google machines at home. You can look up all the nominations.
And I was initially, like, not exactly hesitant to bringing this up because I fucking don't care about the Oscars.
And the thing is like, because I grew up caring about it, but, like, I don't anymore because you see that, like, people get snubbed all the time for dumb reasons, and it's just a money game. It always is.
It is, and that's the thing, like, talking to the people that, like, have, like, connections in the industry, so much of it just comes down to lobbying and money. And,
which
like,
I hate.
And my situation has always been 90% of the stuff that I see in a year is never up for an Oscar. But this year is very different.
Yeah.
90% of the time, like, I see what I see in a year. I like what I like. If it gets a shiny gold man, great. But normally it doesn't. But Sinners this year, record-breaking, 16 nominations.
Yep. And Frankenstein did really well up there too. Yeah. They have 9. And initially when I was reading about this, I was like, wow, Del Toro didn't get, like, a nomination for Best Director, but they have 9 other ones, and 1 is for Best Film, so I'm like, that's fine.
Well, he also...
He's won before.
Yeah, he did for Shape of Water, didn't he? Yeah.
So I'm like, he's got his. I'm more excited about Jacob Elordi getting that, because, like, he's still
a really good performance.
It was a great... And he's still pretty young, and, like, I know we always talk about how, like, actors from Euphoria just keep, like, kind of blowing up. But I think it's well-deserved because, like, that show is full of really good acting. Like, there's a lot of it. I know. But...
That show just looks so, like, just not my thing.
But, okay, so the big one for me, though, that I was not expecting to see on the Oscar noms was Amy Madigan for Weapons.
Yeah.
That I'm so excited about, because, like, she's already won an award for that, right?
For what?
In Weapons? Where
did she? I don't know.
I thought maybe she did. I don't know. I should have looked
I mean,
that
the
up
Golden Globes happened.
I think it might have been that.
I'm gonna look up Golden Globe winners. Well, you talk.
Okay, so I did write down that I am excited. Sinners. I'm excited that Michael B. Jordan got nominated because, like, I really do feel like I'm not usually one to love the whole one actor playing 2 twins things. Like, it does feel like a little silly sometimes, but he played 2 very different characters, and I think he really did a great job. And, like, that was kind of the first time I saw him really nail a role like that, and so I was really excited about that one. As well as Delroy Lindo.
See, I will say, sorry to interrupt, Golden Globes are usually a better indication of, like, what is actually, like, worth watching in a year. I would say the Golden Globes are usually a better indication, but please continue.
No, that was kind of... Oh, and I was going to say that Begonia, that was another one that I've seen since our last episode that I really liked, which was... Maybe actually I talked about that one. It was Yorgos Lanthimos. But it's Emma Stone, right? Who's the lead in that?
Yeah.
She's up for Best Actress for that one, and they got quite a few too. And I'm excited about that because that one is such, like, a weird movie that... It really could have gone, like, kind of either way. They either would be, like, heavily acknowledged or just completely skipped over. It's hard to tell sometimes. I can't remember if Poor Things was up for anything. Was that last year or the year before?
Oh, that would have been a couple of years ago now. I think Poor Things was up for some stuff.
That's good. Because, like, I that one was incredible. And, like, I love that Emma Stone has been doing this, like, weird shit with Yorgos Lanthimos. Like, I think I like that just sort of, like, bananas realm that they're getting into. And that was, like...
Yeah, he's found his muse, it certainly seems like.
And it was, like... It was cool. She really played that well. And, like, just the whole conspiracy theory angle of it, I just had a great time with that. And,
I'm not seeing anything about Amy Madigan winning anything.
Okay, maybe not. There might have just been, like, a nomination or something. Either way, I'm, like, really happy to see her on that list. Even if now she can just say she's a Oscar-nominated actress, that fucking rules.
Yeah. Like, well, she...
For that specifically. Yeah, because, like, I don't know that Weapons is on there for anything else.
Well, this is her second time being Oscar-nominated.
Okay, my bad.
She was,
Still, I love that.
I don't know what her first nomination
I have
was.
friends who, like, pay way more attention to the Oscar stuff. I just wanted to talk about it because I looked at the list just because I was like, oh, they put it out. Like, I'm curious. I'm always kind of curious.
Yeah.
And I was so surprised to see so much of movies that I actually gave a shit about on there. Because I just feel like that never really happens. I feel like there's, like, maybe a nod or two.
Yeah, some of the bigger releases last year were horror movies. Like, I mean, Sinners was so talked about
huge.
at the beginning of last year. And then, of course, Frankenstein.
Yeah. Oh, and actually, the other one I was going to mention is... Because I had a few movies that I wanted to get into in a little bit here, just like stuff that I'd seen since our last recording that I was like, oh, you guys should maybe see this because there's a chance they fell through the cracks.
Yeah.
But The Ugly Stepsister.
Yeah, I still gotta check this one out.
So that one got nominated for Best Makeup and Hairstyling, and I feel like they really fucking earned that one.
Nice.
Because that one's like, it's like a period piece. It's obviously based on Cinderella, but like, you follow the ugly stepsister as she's trying to like get in with this prince, but the way her like mother has her, well, and she's like for it, it's like old-timey body modification shit, like plastic surgery kind of stuff.
There's a lot of shit, I mean, like, not quite to that degree, but in the original Grimm fairy tale, there's a lot of stuff like that.
It's so gross, and, like, it's just the most gruesome shit. Like, I don't know if this will be spoiling, but it's been out for a little bit. It's on Shudder, so, like, if you have Shudder, it's pretty easy to find, or what's the other one? Is it AMC Plus? No. Is that what it is?
Yeah, AMC Plus and Shudder are partners.
But there's a scene where to like have fake eyelashes, they sew on fake eyelashes to her eyeball, and you see it from her perspective. It's so good. It's horrible. And that's not even the worst scene, in my opinion. There are worse. So, but yeah, that one, I was trying to figure out like what country that one was from, and I think it's Norway, but it's listed as Norwegian, Polish, Danish, and Swedish. So,
one of those multi-international.
Yeah, so I honestly don't even know what language it's in, and so I feel like a dickhead. But...
I thought it was an American film.
No,
okay, I didn't even realize it was a foreign film.
Yeah, I actually didn't realize it until I started watching it. I was like, no, but like, yeah, okay, let's go. You know, like I'm already in it. Yeah. I forget what else I watched that night, but it was like another kind of like.
Well, you watch everything with subtitles anyway.
I do. Yeah, I don't know. I like reading.
Fair enough.
Are we comfy with me getting into the other movies that I wanted to recommend? Yeah. Are we done with the Oscar talk? We just wanted to like delve into it a little bit.
I've said my piece about the Oscar. Yeah, like it's super cool that like these horror movies are getting recognition. And yeah, absolutely.
All right, so
shiny gold man.
I believe everything. Like the other two I wanted to talk about, I think they're both on Shudder as well. So it's pretty easy for people to find. It was Queens of the Dead. I watched The Ugly Stepsister and Queens of the Dead in the same night. Two very different movies, both really fun. Queens of the Dead is like, it's by Tina Romero, which is George Romero's daughter. She wrote and directed it.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
It's co-written with Erin Judge, who I didn't recognize any of her credits, but she's like more in the realm of like comedy, and you can totally see it because it's like a queer comedy film with zombies.
Nice.
They're like they're booking like a drag show in New York when like the zombie outbreak happens, and like the zombies are fabulous. Like they have like glittery green skin.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's like it's super cute.
Yassified zombies.
Honestly, though, it's like it's so cute and fun, and like one of the lead actors plays, like, a drag queen, or someone who used to be a drag queen who now, like, is, like, a nurse. And so, like, this character ends up, like, being a really big help, but, like, she ends up having to use her drag to, like, distract the zombies, because of course she does. It's just so much fun. And, like, I'm just really glad they made that movie. And it's starring Katie O'Brien, who's like the hunky chick from Love Lies Bleeding, which is also a good selling point for me.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
And then the last one I want to talk about was Marshmallow, which actually like just came out on Shudder recently. And I looked into it initially just because it like popped up on Shudder and it was like a campfire horror movie. I was like, oh yeah, like that, or like a campfire tale movie. And I was like, that seems fun. And then I found out that my friend Nicholas Ehlert did. I really hope I'm saying his last name right, because that'd be so fucked up. But anyway, he did the score. It was really good, and I was like, it's the reason I actually finished the movie. But what I thought was kind of crazy was one of the writer is the same as Black Friday, the Bruce Campbell movie.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, you do get, like, a touch of, like, you know, like, camp, like, summer camp horror movie comedy. And then one of the dudes from Broken Lizard, I think is it Paul Soter. So he was, like, in Super Troopers and Club Dread and all that. I can't even, like, name one of the characters he played. But what I thought was really fun with his character was, like, he's one of the camp counselors. And he is, like, sort of funny. But he's also kind of like the straight man for a lot of it. And he ends up playing this sort of, like, sweet kind of dramatic role near the end. And I don't know, I was kind of blown away. I'm always kind of a sucker for, like, mostly comedic actors playing a straight role well, because you usually just kind of expect it to be, like, a little bit of a joke the whole time, and that's not what happened. So yeah, if you need 3 movies to watch on Shudder, The Ugly Stepsister, Queens of the Dead, and Marshmallow, all really, really good. Good for different reasons. I would say Queens of the Dead is just, like, fun. The Ugly Stepsister is gruesome. It's, like, gory and just, like, gross. But it's also just, like, really well done. And then Marshmallow is another one. It's, like, it's fun, but it's also, like, it has its serious moments. So, like, I guess I kind of listed them from, like, funniest to most serious.
There you go.
But yeah, so if you need a few recommendations, it's those 3.
There you go. Yeah, especially since January can be a tough time of year for movies in general. This is what's known as a dump month, and a lot of it comes down to, like, tax purposes for the film industry and stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I toyed around with the notion of going more into, or, like, having a whole segment of, like, why January, like, every shitty horror movie you can think of comes out in January. And that's sort of, like, the long and short of it is a, like, financial dump month.
Well, yeah, everywhere's slow. Like, service industry is slow and everything.
For tax purposes, they'll just get something out to, like, fill slots. But it is a new year, and as such, I've come up with a list of horror movies that are coming out this year that I am personally looking forward to. I assume you did the same.
I did. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 of them. Oh, I didn't even do that on purpose. I have 5. A nice even 5.
I've got 9.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, good job.
Well,
you made more notes than me for once.
I mean, I can go through these pretty quick, though. Like,
if you have one that's, like, the same as me, I'll just be like, me too.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so a couple of these might...
Sorry, finish your thought.
I was going to say, a couple of these are probably going to be out by the time this episode goes live. I know for sure one of them is already out. But yeah, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to say there's a chance that I missed some stuff, because I did just kind of, like, look at the IMDb, like, what's coming up for 2026, and, like, I use Google kind of, so there's a good chance that you're going to say something, like, oh, fuck, I forgot about that, so we'll see how often that happens.
Yeah, so there's only a handful. I mean, like, obviously, more and more stuff gets announced, like every month, but yeah, cursory Google search, this is just stuff that I came up with, and a couple trailers that I've seen. The first one that, I don't know if I'm, like, in a hurry to see it, but it does look interesting, because it looks like it has the potential of being, like, hilarious. This is the one that's out now already, as Primate.
Yeah. I saw that one come up, and I was like, nah.
Yeah, I'm not in, like, a mega hurry to see it in theaters, but I caught the trailer a couple times when I spent the whole day at the movies in November.
Yeah, I definitely saw the trailer.
That movie looks fucking funny.
Yeah, well, and, like, I hate to say this, because, like, most of the time, like, a guy in a suit, I'm like, yeah, let's go, that sounds amazing. But I heard that the Primate in this is just, like, a guy in a suit.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like, alright, cool.
Well, I mean, he has to do stuff you could presumably not teach a chimp to do.
I suppose. It's, like, I'm probably going to see it at some point, because, like, sheer curiosity.
Yeah.
But it was not something that I was just like, oh, I need to see it.
It looks pretty dumb. I want to see it.
Dumb can be fun. We know that.
The other one that's coming out, it might be coming out next week or this weekend or something, but Sam Raimi's Send Help.
That's on my list, too.
Yeah, that looks like it could be fun.
I made a note. It said January 30th, so I don't know when we're planning on releasing this one.
Okay, so it might be out, it might not be. Yeah, Send Help looks interesting. It looks like a fun concept. My buddy pointed out the possibility that they might be burying the lead on something there, like the trailer.
I hope so.
Yeah, that the trailer is not giving away
I love,
what's
honestly,
fully going on.
I'm sure I've said this a million times over, but like, give me a trailer that doesn't tell me everything about the movie, and thank you. You know, I'm like, I want to be teased.
Yeah.
It's a teaser.
Yeah, exactly.
I like Sam Raimi working with Rachel McAdams. I don't know if that's ever happened before.
I don't think it has, to my knowledge, unless she was like in one of the Spoderman.
Oh, right. I don't think so, though.
I don't think so.
I saw this advertised as a cross between Misery and Castaway.
Yeah.
And I love that
That's what
description.
the trailer looks like.
I'm like so into that. And I like the idea that Rachel McAdams is going a little bit bananas.
Yeah.
Because, like, for example, I'm sorry for using this as an example, but in The Hot Chick, like, she did crazy kind of well, because she was supposed to be playing this, like, skeezy dude who was Rob Schneider's character, who's an actual skeezy dude.
Hell yeah. I take your word for it.
He's been in the news lately, not for good reasons.
Oh, really?
And not for, like, just being a dickhead.
Well,
I don't know the details. I haven't really read into it, because, like, every time I see news about him, I'm like, well, yeah, it seems like he'd be a dickhead.
I'll say it. Rob Schneider was a fucking mistake to Hollywood in the first place.
Well, that's kind of what I'm saying. I'm like, is anybody surprised that he's, like, kind of an idiot? Because, like, he's kind of an idiot.
Like, just like, if I ever meet someone that tells me in earnest that Terrifier 2 is one of their favorite horror movies, if I meet someone that's like, dude, I love Deuce Bigelow, European Gigolo, I'm going to be like, all right, we're done with this conversation.
I did like The Hot Chick, but it wasn't about Rob Schneider. It was about Rob Schneider playing a teenage girl. I'm a sucker for that, apparently. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But also Rachel McAdams and Anna Faris. Like, I love Anna Faris. I think she's great. And I genuinely think Rachel McAdams is, like, a phenomenal actress. I think she plays, like, ditzy girl really well, but, like, she does comedy just insanely well.
I liked her in the Sherlock Holmes movies.
Yeah, she's super good.
Yeah, rattle off a few here, because they all kind of fit under the same umbrella. With Frankenstein at the end of this last year, there's just like Universal's been trying so hard to get that, like, they were trying so hard to get that, like, dark Universal, like, universe thing going, but now we're just getting, like, all these, like, reboots of old Universal properties. We've got Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Bride coming out.
I fucking forgot about The Bride, and The Bride I'm literally the most excited for.
The Bride looks pretty sick.
What's crazy is, like, I think I've been more excited about that than I have been about Del Toro's Frankenstein, but I think just because, like, I have no idea how this is going to be, and I love that.
Yeah, no.
Because, like, has Maggie Gyllenhaal directed anything before?
I don't know.
So, like, if she has, I haven't seen it. I like her as an actress.
Yeah.
But, like, I've never seen it, and the fact that Christian Bale is, like, the creature, I'm like, that's fucking insane.
Yeah, there's a good cast on it.
And isn't
like, Jake Gyllenhaal in it, too?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like, I knew I was going to love Del Toro's Frankenstein. It was
Maggie
like...
Gyllenhaal, fucking idiot. Anyway.
But, like, yeah, so I knew I was going to like Del Toro's Frankenstein. That wasn't a question.
Yeah, the Bride
But this one could just be anything, and I love that.
This looks like part, like, Prohibition gangster movie, part monster movie, so it looks pretty up my alley. Luc Besson has an adaptation of Dracula coming out.
I saw that. I did not look into it. I had not even heard about that.
Yeah, I mean, that I was clued into because it must have done, like, film festivals or a smaller release in France because Luc Besson is French. But Danny Elfman posted about it, like, offhandedly one day because he did the soundtrack for it. But yeah, I think in March or April it's getting its American release. And, I mean, we just had Nosferatu, so this one looks like it's Dracula in name only. Like, there is a Dracula. It doesn't look like it's really concerned with following the plot of the novel at all. Which, honestly, I'm kind of for. Christoph Waltz is in it.
Oh, I love him. Man, that dude must make so much fucking money, dude.
Well, yeah, especially, like, I mean, it's crazy just, like, how... I guess, I mean, forgive me, I'm not, like, familiar with every German film that was released, but for someone who at least became Hollywood famous in what would be considered like the back half of his career. Yeah, he's really been putting out some incredible work and showing up in like so much different stuff.
Hell yeah.
We have Robert Eggers' Werewolf movie coming out.
Yeah, I didn't write that one down. I'm gonna see it. I'm excited still.
Yeah,
but
I mean, there's still really not a whole lot known about it, other than of course his muse Willem Dafoe is in it.
I love Willem Dafoe. Wisconsin, represent.
Yeah, Anya Taylor-Joy might be in it too. Now I think about
probably,
it.
yeah.
But,
if not, what are we even doing here?
yeah, and Lee Cronin, who directed fucking Evil Dead Rise, has a new interpretation of The Mummy coming out.
Oh.
That looks also like it has some sort of like investigative, like murder mystery slant to it.
I totally like skimmed over that one because I was like, oh, The Mummy, okay. I was like, Tom Cruise, probably, I don't know.
No,
so
yeah.
not that, okay.
I mean, this one looks like... There was that Wolfman movie that came out last year, the fucking Saw guy.
Was that
Wolfman
just Wolf?
movie. No, it was Wolfman.
Oh, it was? Okay, sorry.
But that was a January release last year. I didn't see it. I heard it was not very good.
We showed it for trivia and no one was thrilled.
Yeah, I mean, like, this one looks like it's... At least doing a similar thing where it's like really, it looks like from the brief teaser I saw that it's really going to stand this like the like established mummy mythos on its head and take it in a different direction, which could go either way.
That sounds fun.
Let's see here. Speaking of Lee Cronin, we've got Evil Dead Burn coming out this year.
Yeah, I wrote that one down. Looks like July 24th.
It's not directed by Lee Cronin, and again, still don't really know much about it.
Yeah, I was trying to look into it, and like they have not released much either.
No.
But I like that.
Yeah, but yeah, new Evil Dead movie. I'm gonna see that.
That one was on my list. I did write that down.
And speaking of like franchises and sequels, when you least expect it, I'm looking forward to Scream 7.
Okay.
Especially because Scream 6 I thought was pretty fucking bad.
Yeah.
Scream 7, it helps that they got Nev back. It helps that they've got Kevin Williamson back writing and directing.
So that's like the big one for me.
Yeah.
Like I am actually excited for this one. I didn't write that one down because I figured maybe you'd talk about it, and also I'm like... It's fine. They're making more, you know what I mean?
I mean, the biggest selling point for me is the fact that Kevin Williamson is coming back, because I was...
When was the last time he did one?
4.
Okay. And I loved 4.
And 4 is great,
4 is bananas.
But yeah, no, in watching Scream 6, that was my biggest thought. It was like, God, I fucking miss Kevin Williamson, because he would have given this, like, even like a spark of an interesting idea.
Yeah.
And finally... I just threw this one on because I've caught the like ad on Instagram a couple times, but it does look kind of fun. They Will Kill You. Looks kind of interesting.
I did not write that one down.
The one with Zazie Beetz.
Okay.
Looks like some sort of like home invasion, most dangerous game sort of.
Oh, I'm sure I'm going to see that one.
But yeah, anything I missed?
Yeah, I actually have 3 of them.
Nice.
So these are like coming up pretty soon. I think these are both in February. Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. It's not exactly a horror movie. It looks more like thriller-esque.
Never even heard.
I have no idea what the fuck this movie's about, but if I remember correctly, I think the trailer was like erring on the side of like dystopian game show kind of shit, which like,
cool.
You know me and Guns Akimbo, I fucking love Guns Akimbo, so I'm like, I'm pretty
just
sure.
Had the Running Man come out.
Yeah,
too,
so I'm pretty sure that's like the realm that it's going in, but I kind of don't remember the trailer. I just, it was Sam Rockwell just being bananas, and I love that. So, like, as soon as I saw that, I was like...
Sam Rockwell.
Yeah, I was like, let's fucking go, alright.
Nice.
But then I was looking into the director, it's Gore Verbinski.
Oh, yeah.
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 Which, so, like, and I was looking at
Weird filmography.
Yeah, I wrote a lot of them down, because, okay, Pirates of the Caribbean movies, fine. Also, Mouse Hunt.
Oh, yeah.
Rango.
Yep.
And the 2002 The Ring.
Yeah.
And I like.
He also didn't he do A Cure for Wellness?
He did A Cure for Wellness and The Lone Ranger.
Yeah, oh yeah, God.
And the Weatherman with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. Well, I think if I remember correctly, I could never mind. Strike that from the record.
All right, bye. Okay, so I wrote that one down because I'm like, that one's whatever that one is. It's got to be just a good fucking time. Like, I don't give a shit what happens in that movie.
What's it called? Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die?
Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die.
Okay.
Which is basically my mantra every day. The other one, and this one might be, like, kind of surprising because it does kind of look a little stupid, but the cast is so good that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fucking see this. Whistle?
I'm not familiar.
So it's about that, like...
Well, actually, the name sounds familiar. I don't think
might,
I've, like, seen anything about it
It
yet.
might be a little, like, what's the term?
Stupid?
Well, yeah, maybe. But it's like, it's about, like, those death whistles, you know?
Oh,
you know what I'm talking
yeah,
about?
the Aztec death whistles.
Yeah, so I'm like, it might be, like, a little bit of cultural appropriation. I'm not sure.
Oh, you know what? Maybe I did see something about
because that's coming out on February 6th, so you might have seen a trailer if you've seen a movie anytime soon. But
yeah, because this is the one Nick Frost is in.
Yeah, so Nick Frost is in it.
I did see something for this. Yeah,
I don't know how to say her name because I think it's French, but Sophie Nellis, I don't know, from Yellow Jackets. She plays one of the.
Nellis.
Thank you. The younger girls
Nellis,
in Yellow Jackets. Okay. Is it Daphne Keane, who was like the younger, like Wolverine character in Logan, like the girl.
Oh, okay.
So I'm kind of excited to see her in something.
Yeah.
And then one of the dudes from Wednesday, and then the director.
Jenna Ortega?
No. Dude, one of the dude actors from Wednesday.
Luis Guzman?
No, Percy Hines
Oh.
White. Percy Hines White. There we go. He's one of the love interests. You know, one of those guys.
I didn't see Wednesday.
Oh, well, then never mind. But the director is Corin Hardy, who did The Nun, which I actually genuinely liked. And he
Is that the one that's in the Annabelle universe? Okay.
He also did The Hollow. The Hollow. I don't know. It's like I think it's like an Irish setting, but it was like really creepy, and it was.
You pointed at me like I should know it. I'm the champion of all things Irish.
The thing I've seen it before, but it was a long time. But I remember thinking like, oh, this is a good movie, and it's just one of those things that I saw and then didn't look into the people at all, and I feel like maybe I should have.
Well, why did you look into a person?
I don't know. But the writer is Owen Edgerton, and I believe the only thing I saw of his was Bloodfest, but I actually did like Bloodfest.
Not familiar.
Which is like
the drinking game rules. Every time Joelyn talks about a movie or TV show that I haven't seen,
I think that might already be on there.
I don't know.
But Bloodfest is the one that came out in like 2018. It's about like a big like horror haunted house like amusement park, and like people go there and there's a serial killer in like this haunted house sort of setting.
That's not Hellfest?
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of.
I mean, there is a movie called Bloodfest.
Whoops.
Yeah.
I mixed up movies, so I actually haven't seen Bloodfest. He did Bloodfest. I haven't seen it.
Okay, I was going to say, I've seen this movie, but it was Hellfest.
Alright, well, I quit. I don't.
Oh no, you got one thing wrong for once.
That happens every show.
No. Well, there was that time you thought that Jeff Goldblum was the alien in the
That just happened.
Yeah.
I'm a mess. Anyway, so I don't know that guy at all. Anyway, I'm going to see Whistle because I think it sounds fun and kind of stupid. Comes out on February 6th. The last one is Ready or Not 2, Here I Come.
See, I didn't like the first one.
Oh, no shit. I loved it.
I know. I get it, and I felt like such a killjoy because I watched it with people that really liked it. I thought all the characters from that movie were so insufferably annoying.
Yeah, I've learned that I have like a lot of patience for annoying characters. It's just when they're like fully unlikable that I have a hard time.
See, I think
because I loved Samara Weaving in it. Like she ruled, and there was like one guy in there. Well, there were like two characters in that were like kind of okay.
I had a similar problem with the movie Bullet Train with Brad Pitt, where there's been this like swing of like trying to make everyone in the movies like, for comedic purposes, so aggressively hyper relatable that it just comes off as obnoxious to me, and that's how I felt with Ready or Not.
So, I'm guessing you felt that way about Samara Weaving's character, because like the rest of them,
I remember her being fine. I remember it was the family who was just kind of annoying.
Yeah, I'm like, and I don't find them relatable at all.
Oh, I think that's the point. It was like the way they spoke and everything.
Oh, okay.
It was just like, I mean, and I had the same issue with Bullet Train. I also remember, I don't know, I'm going down a hole with a movie that I haven't seen in years now at this point, but I remember there being so many, like, plot contrivances where I was like...
Oh, I've watched it, like, a million times since it came out. I loved it.
Like, I don't remember specifics, but I remember there being enough plot contrivances where I'm like, okay, like... I get it. This movie would actually be 15 minutes long if this didn't happen or did happen, and, like, I don't know.
I think the reason that Ready or Not worked for me was because, like, as somebody who's never had to, like, really fight for their life like that before, I wouldn't know what the fuck to do, and she didn't.
Sure,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Because, like, I do get a little suspicious when, like, horror movie characters suddenly, like, can shoot a gun perfectly or, like, know how to even load a gun perfectly, because I'm like... I know some people own guns and know how to use them, but a lot of people fucking don't.
No,
so if random people ended up in, like, a horror movie scenario, they wouldn't just, like, up and know how to use guns. Like, they'd probably die in the process, you know? But
you're excited for Ready or Not 2.
I am really excited for Ready or Not 2, partially because of, like, everyone they're bringing into the cast.
Catherine Newton is
Catherine Newton. I wrote that one down.
She's the girl in Freaky.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I also wrote down Sarah Michelle Gellar. And also...
she's going to be in it, too.
Yeah, Elijah Wood as well, which makes a lot of sense to me, because he just kind of, like,
sense,
pops up in weird shit all the time.
Elijah Wood likes weird shit.
I love that about him.
I'd love to, like, sit down and, like, have a beer with Elijah
Honestly,
Wood.
it's him and Daniel Radcliffe. They kind of look alike, and they just do weird shit now, and I think that's amazing.
Daniel Radcliffe said in an interview that, like, in like the regard of, like, people getting him and Elijah Wood confused, it's never really bothered him. He just felt bad for Elijah Wood because he was getting confused for him while he was, like, 13 and Elijah Wood was, like, 27 or something like that.
That's brutal. I honestly had no idea that they were even, like, apart in age. But, okay, so...
Oh, yeah, Elijah Wood is much older than
the weirdest
Daniel
part
Radcliffe.
Of the cast list for Ready or Not 2... And I don't know the credibility, because sometimes, like, if somebody's just vaguely involved, they'll get listed on the cast list. So it could be, like, David Cronenberg is on there. David Cronenberg.
Oh, yeah. I think I did see that somewhere, yeah.
So I'm just curious his involvement, like, what that means. I'm like, I need to know. I'm so ready. Yeah. And that one comes out on March 27th.
Nice.
For those who are also excited about Ready or Not 2.
I'm sure a lot of people are. People really like the first Ready or Not. Like I said,
I love
going back to your point, it's a me problem. Like, I fully acknowledge that me not liking Ready or Not was a me problem.
Could be the exact reason why I didn't like Wake Up Dead Man, honestly. It could just be swapsies.
I don't think it's the same reason you didn't. Like, my biggest thing with why I didn't like Ready or Not came down to the writing and the way the dialogue was written and the plot contrivances. It had nothing to do with the fact that I hunt married women for sport.
Oh. Anyway.
That was your list?
That was my list. That was it. I probably missed something.
Well, let us know what movies, horror or otherwise, you're excited for.
Yes, always tell me what movies to watch, because I love to watch movies. Yeah. I try to see everything, basically.
And she does.
No.
Now, on a more solemn note, a year ago, we lost David Lynch.
Oh, David Lynch.
Yeah, and it was just his birthday, too. So, I mean, the podcast has been on hiatus for a while now.
And honestly, I think before the hiatus, I don't even know how much of David Lynch's stuff I had seen.
No, you were really a pissy baby about Twin Peaks for
I was
a long
not.
time. Yeah, you were.
I was never pissy about it. I just didn't watch it yet. I had always wanted to watch it. It's not that I was against watching it. It's just it didn't hit right. And then finally it did. And then it did, and then I watched all of it, and then I watched more of David Lynch's movies, and that was right before he fucking died.
Yeah.
So I did it. It was me.
Yeah, when I brought the podcast back by myself, I actually had a couple episodes talking about David Lynch and like stuff connected to his work in Twin Peaks and stuff like that. So if you want to go back, you can find those episodes. One of them, I think, is just called David Lynch and Deadly Premonition or something like that. And there was a really cool fan game based on Twin Peaks that came out that, of course, got a cease and desist because that's just the way those things go. But
that checks out.
Either way, the death of David Lynch was last January 2025.
Oh,
and
it was a Thursday, I remember, because I was doing receiving, and I was like...
Yeah, and I left work early because I left work early and came over and hung out with you and drank PBR.
Yeah, we cried.
Yeah, it was rough. But to commemorate him, we're gonna give our our own respective top 5 films from the man. I will say honorable mention to Twin Peaks and Twin Peaks: The Return. If we were doing like his entire work, the original run of Twin Peaks is still my favorite thing that he's done,
Hell yeah.
been attached to.
I think I'm there with you.
Twin Peaks: The Return is obviously a completely different beast.
I still haven't seen The Return, so
I will say, like, if
I've been hesitant because the ending of Twin Peaks.
Well, we were just talking about, like, subjectivity, but, like, I do think, objectively, Twin Peaks: The Return might be the best thing. If not the best thing, it is, like, his final form, the, like, culmination of everything that he had done up to this point in 18 hours of really unique, really good
I'm gonna watch it and I'm gonna cry.
So, and again, like, honorable mention, because, like, in a lot of ways that is, like, my favorite thing he's done, in a lot of ways the best thing he's done, but we're gonna just stick with movies just for the ease of it, so.
Okay. Do you want to start with your 5?
Sure, I'll start with my 5. My number 5 is Eraserhead. David Lynch's first movie, Eraserhead, black and white, low budget, surrealist nightmare dreamscape about Jack Nance and a very strange baby.
That's accurate, yeah.
It's one of those movies, I mean, that's the brilliance of David Lynch, is that you want to talk about subjectivity, is that everything can mean something different to whoever watches it. To me, Eraserhead is a very scary movie, and one that is fundamentally about, like, the fears of parenthood, even though David Lynch has said that that's not what the movie's about.
I feel like that's exactly how it plays, though.
That's how it reads. And yeah, some just incredible visuals, and for that to be, like, his first feature film, it's like a splash of cold water first thing in the morning. You're like, Jesus, like, this is just out the rip. This is just a weird dude, like, on another plane of thinking than anyone else. But yeah, Eraserhead is just, it's not very long, but one of those movies that feels longer just because it is so surreal and slow. So that's why it's my number 5.
Do you mind if I do my 5 and 4? Because my number 4 was Eraserhead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so my number 5 was Lost Highway. My number 4 was Eraserhead. Lost Highway is like...
Well, this actually works out perfectly because my number 4 is Lost Highway.
Oh, we're so cute! So I loved Lost Highway. I rated Eraserhead a little bit higher just because, like, it is his first one. And so, like, I was kind of talking about with Wake Up Dead Man how the way I watched it might have contributed to why I didn't like it as much. And it's because it was, like, the middle of the day at my house.
Sure.
That's also how I watched Eraserhead, was like the middle of the day in my house, like before, like I think it was like right before I had to get ready for work.
Yeah.
And it was perfect that way. I can't explain why, but like just the world's like trippiest movie, just like real quick before you have to like shower and put makeup on and serve people beverages. Yeah. I don't know. It was amazing. I was like, this is the best day.
Yeah. My number 4 is Lost Highway. I fucking love Lost Highway.
Lost Highway is so good.
It's got that, like, it's got everything you want in a David Lynch movie, but with a little bit more of a tangible mystery and narrative through line.
Yeah, and you can kind of understand what's happening almost a little bit better.
Like, I think I said this in one of those episodes I did by myself. The pieces of the mystery are there. The answer is not.
Yeah.
Which is just something I respect the hell out of him for, where you can just tug the viewer along on this ride, but still not really give them any sort of concrete evidence or conclusion to what actually happened. And I love all the performances, like Bill Pullman and Balthazar Getty playing two halves of the same coin, or however you want to interpret it, and Patricia Arquette.
I love Patricia Arquette.
And the soundtrack is
that Bowie song?
90s. Like, you got David Bowie, you got Manson, you got Rammstein,
So
and you
good.
also have Lou Reed. And
I had never heard that Bowie song before until that movie, and I was like,
well,
yo!
I gotta actually listen to that whole album, because that whole album is apparently really influenced by Twin Peaks. It's like a concept album about this, like, small town murder, essentially.
Oh yeah, that checks out. That checks out.
Oh, Nine Inch Nails, and yeah, a phenomenal soundtrack, and one of those, like, for, like, as dark as it does get, there is, like, a levity to it in Robert Loggia's character, and just the surreality of everything in his work lends itself to really funny moments. But yeah, great looking movie. He shoots L.A. in that movie in a more, I mean, he always kind of shoots L.A. in a glamorous way, but
I do love that.
Like, more so than Inland Empire, where Inland Empire is just like 3 hours of what the fuck.
Admittedly, I haven't seen Inland Empire, so
it's good, but that's a tough one.
Well, and like Lost Highway, you were kind of saying like how it doesn't answer all the questions, and I've learned that like this is probably my favorite part about David Lynch is like I love things that let us interpret them how we want to some degree, and like he doesn't want to answer it for you, he wants you to answer it, and I love that, because again, art is subjective. That's kind of like the theme for today, and I love that. It's like it, I feel like David Lynch's movies are different to whoever watches them, you know?
So I guess I would go on to my number 3 then?
Sure.
Okay, so my number 3 is Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me.
Okay. Ours is getting jumbled.
Yeah, so Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me is an incredible movie, and it is a horror movie, because the pits of despair and fear that you see in Cheryl Lee's and to a degree Ray Wise's performance in that movie are downright nauseating at some point.
Yeah.
Famously, I sort of had this trajectory of this movie of like really fucking hating it the first time I saw it, because it is similarly to like what happened with The Return. Where, like, and what we're talking about, where, like, David Lynch is not interested in answering your questions. Like, coming off of the original run of Twin Peaks, going right into Fire Walk with Me is a rude awakening. And at first I didn't get it, and I didn't like it, and it wasn't until I became more familiar with David Lynch's work it sat much better with me, and every time I revisit it, I like it even more. It is a beautifully haunting, and it like someone I saw online described it as this exercise in misery, which it kind of is.
Yeah, that's a good
with
way to put
a very fearless performance at the front of it. My biggest thing with Fire Walk with Me is it is sort of an incomplete film. I have watched fan edits that that either put back in all the deleted content, the missing pieces, as they're
Which
called.
I don't know if I've ever even seen those.
And, like, there are two really good fan edits out there. One that puts all of it back in, and one that puts, like, an hour's worth back in, which is, like,
a lot, then.
It's, like, an hour and a half worth of stuff that was covered in the movie. Now, a lot of it isn't, like, necessary, but some of it is kind of fun just as a fan of Twin Peaks, just like more Twin Peaks. But like there's a deleted scene with Josie and Pete that like you don't need in the movie. But there is a fan edit, I think it's called Agent Stanley's Blue Rose edit, that puts in about an hour's worth of material that fleshes out the world and like the character dynamics between the Palmers in a way that makes the movie feel more complete. And that's like my preferred way to watch Fire Walk with Me. I know this is a weird hang-up and caveat, but like that is my thing with Fire Walk with Me. Is as much as I do love it, it is kind of an incomplete movie to me, just because I know that it could be better, is what it comes down to.
I guess that's fair.
That's why it's my number 3, but like I said, this is really like me splitting hairs on a really deeply nerdy level.
The grand scheme of things, we love David Lynch and we just love him. So
and I fucking love Fire Walk with Me regardless of how I watch it.
So my number 3, I put Blue Velvet at number 3.
Okay.
So, like, I love Blue Velvet. It took me a long time to watch it, and actually, like, the first time I watched it, it was when I was still drinking, and I drank way too much.
Yeah.
And so it was, like, it's a little bit of a soft spot for me now, but, like, I love Blue Velvet. I think it's just gorgeous. Like, young Kyle MacLachlan and Laura Dern's in there just, like, killing it. and Isabella Rossellini is just gorgeous and amazing. But that one is like, because it's a little, it's heavy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's like a lot of abuse in it, and so it is a little hard to watch. So that's the only reason I put it like lower on the totem pole. But I do love Blue Velvet, and it's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I've watched it probably 3 times since, and still had a great time. But like, I still can't get over like when I watched the first 30 minutes, I swear I can feel a hangover coming on. So that's a me problem. But I love Blue Velvet. I put Blue Velvet at number 3.
Nice. My number 2 is Wild at Heart.
My number 2 is Wild at Heart.
Nice, yeah.
I think we swapped 1 and 3. That's my guess.
Yeah, that's what it certainly seems like. Yeah, Wild at Heart is a beautiful film. Part road movie, part romance, part crime film, part dark comedy. Like all these like genre fluid ways that David Lynch does with his work. And it's also, like, the parallels to The Wizard of Oz.
So cute.
Are very cute and very sweet. And at the heart of it, you've got Nicolas Cage essentially playing Elvis in a lot of ways, which is awesome. The performances are great, from Nick to Laura Dern to Willem Dafoe at his, like, ultimate, scumbag mode. And, of course, a host of other David Lynch regulars like Harry Dean Stanton, and you got Grace Zabriskie and Sherilyn Fenn and Cheryl Lee in there, and Jack Nance.
Like everybody's in there. Fuck.
Like it makes sense because they were still working on Twin Peaks while he was on production for this movie.
When I was looking this up, I was like, I wonder, because that makes a lot of sense.
Well, this came out, I think it came out in 1990, so it would have been, like in the height of working on Twin Peaks, so...
Didn't Laura Dern and Nick Cage like travel to Vegas to like gain chemistry for that one?
It would make sense.
I feel like I remember reading about that.
That is awesome. Yeah, it's because the chemistry that Nick Cage and Laura Dern have in that movie is kind of incredible.
It's perfect.
To the point where there's these like gratuitous sex scenes that are borderline. They're obviously very erotic, but they're borderline funny, which is like goofy. How aggressive these sex scenes are.
Yeah.
But yeah, the theming again tying to The Wizard of Oz, but like the imagery of fire through that movie is a beautiful movie. We had the chance to go see it in theaters.
That was so fun.
A couple of years ago now, and that was excellent.
Yeah, I love Wild at Heart. Well, and it's like, because of course I do, because I'm obsessed with Natural Born Killers and True Romance, and this just feels like another one of those. Yeah, it's like very Bonnie and Clyde kind of like. Yeah. Adorable. Let's run away together. You know?
Well, it's all. I mean, all of these are sort of like a play on Homer's Odyssey too.
Yeah.
It's just like the characters that they encounter on their journey and down their yellow brick road. So let's do your number 1.
Okay. So what I was gonna say about Wild at Heart is I feel like the quirkiness of Wild at Heart. It's like they took all the quirkiness from Fire Walk With Me that like Twin Peaks had, and then put it in Wild at Heart instead. Yeah. Because Fire Walk With Me is my number 1.
Yeah.
And so that one, this is like sort of blasphemous, but I actually watched Fire Walk With Me before I watched Twin Peaks, and it's what sold me on it.
I've forgiven you.
I know that's crazy because it like spoils everything, but I also kind of needed that because like. The thing, I have a hard time getting into shows when there's just, like, a vast amount of things, and I'm like, there's only so much time in a day, so, like, when I know there's so many episodes, I'm like, when am I gonna have time for this, you know? And so I think that's what had me putting off Twin Peaks for so long. It's not like there's, like, a fuckload of Twin Peaks, but, like, there was enough that I was like, I don't know if I can commit to a whole show, you know?
Yeah.
But, so I was like, well, there's a movie... I know it's going to ruin it, but there's a movie, and that's only an hour and a half or so of my time, 2 hours of my time.
It's 2 hours.
Okay, so 2 hours of my time. And I'm really glad I did that, because, like, that hooked me in so hard. And I love that, like, Fire Walk With Me, it is, like, it's like the evil twin of Twin Peaks, kind of.
Yeah.
Because it's like dark and painful and beautiful, whereas like Twin Peaks has so much like quirkiness, you know?
Well, it's all the stuff that could only be like spoken about in Twin Peaks, the original run, and not shown for the most part because it was primetime ABC.
Yeah.
And but even still, there is some really haunting and like creepy moments in the original run of Twin Peaks, but Fire Walk with Me, it really shows you the pain of the character of Laura Palmer.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. Well, and for me, like, I know I watched that first, but like, you know, watching Twin Peaks, like, you kind of get a little bit bummed that you don't get to meet Laura.
Yeah.
You know, and because it's like the way everyone talks about her, you're like, oh, like she seems lovely, you know, and so like it is nice to have that introduction, and like again, Bowie's in there. Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, that is why I like.
Kiefer Sutherland.
You get a little bit more Bowie in the deleted scenes, just a little bit.
Oh,
more.
I guess I have heard that.
Yeah. Kiefer Sutherland, yeah, Chris Isaac, yeah, because the whole beginning of that show, I mean, they had to invent Agent Chet Desmond because Kyle MacLachlan didn't really want to be that involved with
I wonder why that is.
Because a lot of it came down to, I think, I've heard conflicting stories. Kyle MacLachlan said that he thought that he had wrapped up Twin Peaks and wanted to pursue other things, and didn't want to be playing Dale Cooper.
Movie.
Yeah, right. Yeah, didn't want to be playing Dale Cooper. Showgirls. Didn't want to be playing Dale Cooper for the rest of his life, which, funny enough, that's just what's gonna be.
That's him on Instagram
thing.
now.
Yeah, but I've also heard the story that he was upset by how dark and violent the script was, and just.
Well, and I could see that, because, if they had wrapped on Twin Peaks, he maybe didn't want to get into, that darkness so much.
Yeah, and I think everyone was just bummed with sort of the way that Twin Peaks ended because of, network interference and the way Season 2 went and stuff. So I think it was just a lot of, Kyle MacLachlan was like, yeah, thanks, but
It
no
could
thanks.
be, too, I mean, I know some people, if they feel like a character has had its run, they might just be like, yeah,
yeah.
he's done, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the time, no one expected Twin Peaks to ever come back or, be this, cult phenomenon that it was. Because, Twin Peaks was white hot up until the point where they revealed who killed Laura Palmer.
Yeah, well, and, I think, unfortunately, that makes sense, you know?
And that happens to a lot of people that are on these shows that are short-lived. Sometimes they, it takes them a while to, get back up and going again. Like Lee Pace... who is in a bunch of stuff now. I remember from the ABC show Pushing Daisies, but I didn't see him in anything between Pushing Daisies until recently, and
yeah, I guess I can't think of anything really.
But that's a whole sidetrack. Anyway, my number one is Blue Velvet.
That makes sense.
Blue Velvet is, for all it might as well exist in the same continuity as Twin Peaks.
Yeah, it's if Asia Cooper was a baby.
Right, yeah. I mean, from the way I heard, Mark Frost said that David Lynch came to him to essentially wanting to do Blue Velvet, the soap opera, and that's kind of what it feels like. It feels like beta Twin Peaks, but, in the best way possible. Again, this, you have this very sweet, gentle suburban Americana that the layers get peeled back until you're descending deeper and deeper into this erotic, nightmarish hellscape. And
is David Lynch from suburbia?
David Lynch is from somewhere in Missouri, I thought.
Okay.
So, yeah. Maybe
I was just curious because, I was curious if that was an outsider's perspective of what could be in suburbia, or if it was an insider's perspective on the darkness that lies within.
I thought he was from somewhere in the Midwest, so yeah.
Probably. It sounds like it. That's for damn sure.
He's from Missouri, I'm pretty sure.
That sounds right. Okay. I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, you're all right. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's wonderful. It's one of those movies where at this point, I just don't even really know what else to say about it. You have, one of the best performances and villains of all time with Dennis Hopper
as Frank. Oh my god, he's so good.
Yeah, it also, it's a good entry point to Lynch's work. it's weird, but it's not too weird.
Yeah, I feel like it answers a lot more questions than a lot of his other stuff.
Yeah,
does.
like, it almost condescendingly so, in a way, where, like, at the end of the movie, everything is, they, like, set the apple cart again, they set back up the apple cart again, and, like, that which never really happens. I guess in Wild at Heart it does.
Yeah,
I would say
Heart is a
between
little bit more straightforward.
Blue Velvet and Wild at Heart are good entry points for David Lynch, because if you don't want to commit to, like, watching a TV show, that is, they're good entry points for David Lynch because they're weird. You definitely get the idea that there is a man with a very wholly unique vision behind the camera, but you can at least understand there is a point A, B, and C in those movies. So those are the ones I always recommend people watch first.
My favorite part about David Lynch, I think, is just the fact that he makes this, like, sort of horrific art, but he's just such a guy, you know?
He's just a guy.
He's just a guy. Yeah. Like, it just sounds like your Midwestern uncle, you know? R.I.P.
R.I.P. But yeah, if you have thoughts about where you want to commiserate or thoughts on our ranking of Lynch, let us know. And thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, we're happy to have you back. 2026, baby.
As always, you can find links in the description for everything Monsters at Midnight related. And until next time.